to you with a story time. This story time is going to be about the time that I got sprayed by a skunk.
Oh no!
Y'all, bad experience. Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. I was working security at the time, and I was working at a bus company and at the field service center. So the field service center is where all the employees that got vehicles and they come and they gas up. Not the buses, but only the vehicles. Cops, mechanics, people who clean the bus shelters and the transit centers and stuff like that. They all come in, they get their gas, and they go out. So now this place was located like in a wooded area. It was, but it wasn't on the main street. It was kind of like in a field, like so. It was at nighttime, and I was doing my usual walk, walking around because I would get up like every 30 minutes to walk. And I walked towards I was just walking around the building, the outside of the building because we couldn't go inside unless we were warming up food or either using the restroom. So I was walking around the building and stuff where the doors were to make sure they were locked. So something had ran across. So I'm assuming it was either it had to be a possum, cat, skunk, whatever. So something ran by me real fast. And then I looked again. I'm like, okay, I don't see nothing. So something else ran across. So I was like, oh, that's a skunk. You know, black, white stripe. Oh no. So he seen me and I walked towards him and he looked back at me and I was like, gone, like that. So when I did that and I stepped back, that's when I felt something. I'm like, I know I didn't. I know that did not just spray me. I know it didn't. So I went back. I'm trying to smell it and everything. I don't smell nothing. I'm going back to the security booth, trying to pat myself down. I had water stain. Well, whatever it was they squirted on me. The skunk squirted on me. So I'm trying to dry it up or whatever, and hoping it didn't smell. Okay, now just remind y'all, I never got sprayed by one before. So the night went on, morning came, or the rest of the morning came, went on the night or whatever. It went, and it was time for me to get off. So my relief guy had said he had smelled something, and I'm like, what is it? I said, it wasn't me, huh? He was like, oh, no, no. He said, oh, it smelled like skunk, like that. And he was like, oh, you got sprayed by one. I said, I guess so. I guess whatever that was that passed by me, and I tried to throw something at him or try to run him off, and he sprayed back. He was like, yeah, that's a skunk. He was like, you don't mess with them. You just leave them alone. Matter of fact, you run when you see them. And I was like, I didn't know that. And so he had told me, he said, look, you gotta go home. You gotta go put yourself in a bathtub with a whole bunch of tomato sauce. I said, man, I can't do that. I can't do that. He said, that's the only way you're gonna get that smell off of you. I said, well, what about me coming to work every day? And he was like, well, just keep coming to work until they say, you can't come to work, which is I end up doing that. So I came to work. Somebody was complaining about that the boot smelled like it had a skunk smell in it. And so they wanted to know who was the one that got sprayed. And I told them I was the one. And they was like, oh, okay, Miss Thomas, you're going to have to stay home. Officer Thomas, you're going to have to stay home. Or either you have to go to the doctor and see what you can do about that. So I worked maybe 2 nights after that, and then they told me I couldn't come back to work until that smell came off of me. And they had told me that I was going to have to go back to the office and get more uniforms because I wasn't going to be able to wear those anymore. And so I went to the doctor, and I told them what had happened, and they said, look, it ain't really much we can do about it. We can take your blood, we can give you a shot, and you're going to have to go on your way. So, and that's what they did. And Doctor had said, he said, you know what, the only thing you can do is just sit your whole body, in some tomato paste. I mean, tomato sauce. He said it's gonna cost you, but that's the only thing that's gonna get rid of that smell. So that's what I did, y'all, for 2 weeks, for 2 whole weeks. So that means I did not work for those 2 whole weeks, and I had to stay home twice a day. I had to put myself in some tomato paste. So I had to go and buy a lot of tomato pastes. Okay, so I end up going to like Sam's and buying like some cases. And I had to do that every day for 2 weeks, y'all. That costed me so much during money. It was just pathetic. So, y'all, the 2 weeks was up. I went and they had called me with my results, and they had told me that, hey, you're doing fine. You don't have anything in your blood. They was like, well, how's it going with the smell? I said, well, and when they called me, I was like a week into, putting the tomato, sitting in the tomato paste. A week about into doing that. So I told them, I said, well, it's only been maybe about 4 days already, 4 or 5 days. I've been sitting in it. And then I have to, get up, shower, and do all of that. Because I have to rinse that stuff off. That stuff got to come off. I just can't get up and draw off and be done. I got to actually sit in it for so long. And then I have to get up, rinse my tub down, then get back in the shower and do a regular shower. Y'all, did that for 2 weeks. 2 weeks was up. I went back to work. And they was like, how you feel? I said, man, I'm exhausted just by putting all of, sitting in that tomato paste, that tomato sauce. I keep saying tomato paste. And that tomato sauce. And then sitting in there for so long, then getting up, taking a shower. I was like, you know what? I said, I will leave that skunk where it is, okay? If I see him, I'm running. And y'all, trust me when I tell y'all that is not something you want to happen to you. I wouldn't put that on my worst enemy, y'all. I swear for God, I would not want to put that on them, because that smell stays in you. It's like that smell is almost getting into your pores almost. And so, y'all, I was so happy that 2 weeks flew by. Well, it didn't. Well, I was glad it was over with, because it seemed like it was the most slowest 2 weeks in my life. And yeah, I got over it. The smell is gone. And now to this day, if I see a skunk, I swear, y'all, I'm running the other way. Way, way, way away. Okay? So I want to thank you all for listening at my story time. And I hope y'all ever, 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 never get sprayed by a skunk. Worst feeling in the world. And believe me, that tomato sauce stuff works. It works. It really do works. Thank y'all for listening. And I hope you all enjoyed the story time. And I will see you all on the next one.